Hi, this is Randy. Appreciate you watching the video, clicking on my channel. We're going to talk today about a trip I made and I ran into a hooker, a gambler, and a lot of problems on the trip. In the late 70s, I was in St. Louis getting ready to go preach a revival in Omaha, Nebraska. And we left at 4:30 in the afternoon. A friend of mine named Bill wanted to go with me, so I took Bill with me. And it's a 7.5 hour drive, at least it was back then. We got in about 1 in the morning. We checked into a chain motel, which I thought looked nice, and it's a national chain. And we went in and got in our room, and we were both hungry and thirsty. So I went down the hall to go to the vending machines. And when I got down there, this gal come up to me and propositioned me. And I told her, I said, "No, ma'am, I'm not interested, thank you." And then she kind of kept following me, and then she asked me again. I didn't want her to go to my room to know where I was at. So I kind of walked on down the hall, and finally she left, and I went in my room. I told my friend what happened. He said, "Wow, I can't believe it." I said, "I can't either." I said, and then he said, "Oh, we need ice." So I went out to get some ice. He was unpacking things, and another girl come up to me, and she propositioned me. And I told her, I said, "Ma'am, I'm here to preach a revival. I'm the minister." And she goes, "Well, that wouldn't be the first time for me." And I was like, "Well, it would be for me. I'm not interested. Thank you, but no thanks." And then she kept bickering and going at me and everything. And so finally I got rid of her and I went back in the room. I told my friend, I said, "Golly, I don't feel real safe." I said, I thought it was a good hotel. Then all of a sudden our door, real loud, we got a loud knock on it. I open the door and there's a big guy standing there with a white shirt on and a tie, and the tie was untied, his sleeves were rolled up, and he said, "Hey, we got a gambling card game going on next door. You guys like to join us?" I said, "No, I'm not interested in gambling, thank you very much." I said, "We're just wanting to get some sleep. We got in off the road." He said, "All right, if you change your mind, we're just next door." And then I closed the door and locked it, and I told my friend, I said, I'm really feeling bad." And he goes, "I am too." Well, about 10 minutes later, get another knock at the door. So go to the door, and this guy's back with another guy. And they say, "Hey, we got this card game going on. We could really use some more guys." I said, "No, sir, we're not interested." And then I told him, "I'm an evangelist. I'm here to preach a revival. My revival starts tonight at 7 o'clock. It's 2 in the morning. All I want to do is be left alone. We want to sleep." He said, "Okay, well, if you change your mind, we'll be a big old cigar in his mouth and everything." So after a while, we went to bed, and then we barely got sleep, and we heard gunshots. Then we heard the door being kicked in. We thought it was ours. We propped a chair underneath the doorknob, put the chain on and everything, and I heard glass break. Well, come to find out, when I went downstairs to the front desk a little later, I looked out, and there was 5 or 6 policemen in the hallway. I asked them what was going on. They made a raid. Some guy took a shot at them through the door, and they tried to bail out the window. We were on the 2nd floor. So I asked the hotel to give us our money back. They wouldn't do it. So we went out and got in our car, and I said, "Man, I don't know what to do. It's 3:30 in the morning." So I drove over to the church, and we pulled up in the parking lot, and I said, "Well, I don't want to bother the pastor. I don't know where he lives. We'll just lay down in the car and kind of sleep with one eye open." So I had an Oldsmobile Omega, which looked like a Nova, and we folded the back seat down. He laid in the front seat, and I laid in the back. And about 5:30 in the morning, I heard knocking on the glass. I looked up, as a policeman. So I get up, open the window. He goes, "What are you doing here?" I said, "I'm a minister. I'm here to preach. We came in early." He goes, "Why are you checking a hotel?" I said, "We did." And I told him where I checked in. He goes, "Oh, you don't want to go to that place. It's full of gambling, prostitutes. They have shootings there, stabbings." I said, "Well, I didn't know that. It's a chain hotel." He said, "It's not too safe in this neighborhood to be sleeping in your car." I said, "Well, I don't know where another hotel's at." I was going to try to call the minister about 8:30 or 9 in the morning. I didn't want to call too early Saturday morning. He goes, "Well, I'll drive by here 2 or 3 times. Keep your doors locked like you are, and I wouldn't advise doing this again another night." So that morning about 8:30, I called the pastor, and he said he'd be right down, and he came to the church, and he come walking out in the parking lot, and come find out he just lived right next door to the church, which I didn't know. And I told him what happened. He goes, "Oh my God, I can't believe you went to that hotel and all that." And I said, "Well, I went to the closest one to the church. I had no idea." He said, "Well," he said, "you need to stay at my house. I've got a spare bedroom. If your friend's welcome to stay. I got another bedroom. You guys can each have a room." So we wound up preaching. I preached Saturday, twice on Sunday, then Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. We had a real good revival. Everybody seemed to like it. I had a good time. A lot of people reached for the Lord. And then I drove home, and I never did forget my trip to Omaha and what happened to me with the hookers and the gamblers. You never know when you're out preaching on the road what you'll run into. Please click like on this and join my page if you would. We're brand new. I'm going to be teaching the Bible. I'm going to be preaching about certain things. I've been preaching 46 years. Also, I've been a pastor 22 of those years, interim pastor at 3 churches. So I've got a lot of things that's went on over the course of the 46 years. Once in a while, I'll tell a little story like this about sleeping in the car and having unusual things happen. But I appreciate it. God bless you. Look at us sometime. Check on the video and click like and join the page if you would. Thank you so much. God bless you.